Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosensia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes, Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, Podbean, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, makes great gift ideas 24/7 for your family, friends, and loved ones. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also great merchandise like T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com with a generous donation. Make sure you do so today. And don't forget to support us at themikewagnershow.com and make sure you check us out today. We're here with a terrific lady who was born an illegitimate child in the wake of World War II in Berlin, Nazi Germany, to a single mother. She migrated to California to seek a better life and experienced more trauma at the age of 14 than anyone will experience in a lifetime. She met a fellow German immigrant to become a catalyst in her life and has run a marathon. She piloted a plane, beat cancer, and a lot more. And her latest book shares lessons learned from written to thinkers such as Dr. Wayne Dyer and Dr. Viktor Frankl. She also has a previous book called From Rebel to Champagne, Rising from the Ashes of War-Torn Berlin to a Life of Grace, Beauty, and Gratitude. She has a new book called Lessons Learned About Life and Love, Living with Intention of Wisdom from Great Minds as well. So a lot of great stories. So sit back and listen to some great stories live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios, somewhere outside in beautiful San Diego. The amazing author of Lessons Learned About Life and Love, ladies and gentlemen, the very multi-talented Vivianne Knebel. Vivianne, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Good afternoon, Mike. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great to have you on board, Vivianne. So you have an interesting background as well, too, and you managed to overcome your born illegitimate child in the wake of World War II in Berlin, Nazi Germany, to a single mother. You migrated to Canada to seek a better life. You experienced more trauma at the age of 14 than anyone will experience. And you met a fellow German immigrant to become a catalyst in your life, which you later ran a marathon, piloted a plane and beat cancer. I wish I could fly a plane these days too. So, and of course, your latest book shares lessons learned from written to thinkers such as Dr. Wayne Dyer and Dr. Viktor Frankl. And your book is called Lessons Learned About Life and Love, and just amazing. You also wrote From Rubble to Champagne. And before we talk about that, Vivianne, tell us how you first got started.
Tell you what? I'm sorry.
Tell us how you first got started.
Oh, I first got started writing, or you mean how my life started?
Let's go in the Wayback Machine. Your life, and then you work your way to writing. So just
I get it.
Okay,
Yes.
no problem.
Yes, Mike. Yes, of course. Well, I was born in the epicenter of Nazi Germany, which was Berlin, and I was an illegitimate daughter of a fiercely devoted mother, and I was deemed stateless because the German law says you get the nationality of the father. Since I had no father, I was deemed stateless. So I had quite a few strikes already right from the beginning against me. And I learned very early on how cruel life can be. You know, I don't remember exactly the time during the war because I was born 1943, but I very well remember the aftermath. That was, I saw nothing but destruction. Hunger and cold were constant. It was just survival. It was a very tough life. My mother kept my sister and myself afloat. We were both illegitimate children. And she kept us afloat, working in the black market, striking deals just to put some food on the table. So she was very resourceful, very strong lady, free spirit, a nonconformist, which made life difficult for us. But she had a heart of gold. She instilled great values. And so I think she was really the most beautiful mother you can possibly have.
Wow, that is amazing. I love that hard work ethic in your mom as well too, and also that you also migrated to Canada to seek a better life, and you can just tell us a bit about that.
Yes, at age 13, my mother, earlier on, when I was about 7 years old, she met up with an old school friend who just got back from Siberia. He was imprisoned 5 years in Siberia, which was very tough, but they met up after the war, and he moved in with us. And my mother said, now you have a father. And he sewed clothes for us because he was a custom tailor, and saw to it that we had food on the table. So we are grateful for that part. She did not marry him the first years, but when I turned 13, they decided to get married because they wanted to immigrate to Canada to seek a better life. You know, that was the typical immigrant story. So he went on ahead and we followed. I was 13 at the time. And I remember getting on the boat and looking at my homeland, even though I was not accepted as a German citizen, and it was tough for me. Nonetheless, I left everything that was familiar to me, you know, and I look back at my homeland as the ship made its way into the water, and I said to myself, I tell you, Mike, I manifested my destiny right then and there. I said to myself, one day I'll return and I'll be successful. I'll return as a successful woman. I envisioned myself, and I believe what you put in your head, you know, if you stay determined and you have that willpower and you work hard to get there, you can make it. You can make it happen. So that was just the way I was. And we finally arrived in Canada, and we thought, well, now it's going to be much better. But we had a rude awakening because we went hungry the first winter. We went hungry once again because he could not find work as a custom tailor. He could not speak English, and it was tough to find work. So we went hungry. My mother, being resourceful as always, took me by the hand. We walked into a church and I explained with my broken English our plight to the priest. And he was sympathetically handed us $35 for us to survive. So my mother went out, bought the staples, flour and rice, you know, to keep us afloat. And then when I turned 14, I asked my mother, if I could not go out and work, quit school and work to help the family. And my mother obtained a special working permit because that child labor law did not allow you to work, at that early age. So you had to have a special permit, which she obtained. And I got a job, and I thought it was a dream job at a dentist who had in mind to train me as a dental assistant. And so I worked hard. I cleaned the office before noon. By noon, I put on a little white cap and a white nurse's uniform. I had stepped into my beauty at that time already. I was well developed and looked older than I was. So I was eager to learn and grow. But one day, one of his friends walked into the office while the doctor was not there, and he sexually abused me. I was completely innocent at the age of 14. I struggled whether I should tell my boss because it was so embarrassing. And but I did have the courage. I did tell him about it, and he, of course, he was on my side. He became irate. He said, that man will never enter the office again. And I told my mother about it when I got home. My mother said, "Oh no, you have to leave." So I left that workplace, and then I started working in a 5 and dime store. Woolworth was called Woolworth. Remember?
Oh yes, Woolworths. They had that diner there and everything. It's like I
Yes, and
remember
I
that
worked.
so much. Yeah, you shop,
Yeah.
you eat, and everything. Oh, it was amazing.
And
Yes.
I worked behind the lunch counter, and I made sandwiches with care and heart. And it was always my, I lost my little ear pod one moment. I got it. My ears are just too small to hold them. I guess. Hold on.
Oh, that's okay. They're
I got
perfect. I thought somebody at Woolworths must have picked them up for you or something. So.
No, I worked and I did those sandwiches with care and heart because it was always my nature to serve and please. And but I did realize that in order to improve my station in life, I need to learn. I need to, since I did not have much schooling. So I went to night school and learned stenography and typing, and eventually landed a job at Volkswagen Sales and Service. The iconic car dealership.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love
Yeah.
Volkswagens. They're my favorite.
Yeah, they're sturdy cars. So I started working up there in the accounting department, but it was not a good place for me. I worked with much older women only, and there was no connection, no camaraderie, and I slipped into deep depression.
Ooh.
So I had that was at the age of 17. I slipped into deep depression, and then you know how it is when you're young. You think things are never going to change. I thought I tried everything. I tried my best, and I don't. I just couldn't deal with it, and I thought, as young people do, they think life is going to be like that forever, but life is not stagnant. It's not. It doesn't stay the same. It changes even if you don't want it to.
Mhm.
So I couldn't see that at the time, and I had purchased a little used car and had rented a garage in a duplex. And I heard somewhere that when you close a garage door and start the motor, the carbon monoxide would render you unconscious and
Ooh.
slip off into your ultimate end. And that is exactly what I did. I closed the garage door, started the motor, and waited. And then a little girl, she must have been around 6 years old, appeared in front of me, and she asked me, while I was sitting in the car, she asked me, "What are you doing?" And I told her immediately. First of all, I turned off the motor, opened the garage door, and I told her, "I'm going to wash my car." And she slipped
Oh.
off, blissfully unaware that she just had saved my life. And
Wow.
that little girl must have been the daughter of the owner of that duplex. I never met the family. I just rented the garage from them. So she must have come. I thought, how did she get in? She must have entered at a side door, which I was not aware of. But talk about miracles. To me, this is a miracle. I did not think about it much after that. I just held on to a glimmer of hope. and went back to my normal life. But as I got older, as I reflected on my life, I thought more and more about that incident and that little girl showing up. And I believe there is a purpose for us. And I believe my purpose was to go on. I had things to do, and now maybe I can give back and help others that feel suppressed and defeated. But I went back to work, and eventually a position was opened up as a secretary of the service manager. And I got the job because I knew typing and stenography.
Nice.
And it was already better. And at the age of 20, a man walked in, he bought a Porsche, and he became my husband.
Wow, that is amazing. Oh my
From
gosh.
then on, my life changed completely. And because he believed in me, and he encouraged me to learn and grow and better myself, and always saying you can do it, always was the wind beneath my wings. I've been married now for 57 years, and I can tell you it is a love story. It is a story of love and the human spirit.
It does. Yes, that's so amazing. And we'll talk about the day you met your husband too, and to become a catalyst. You did quite a few things. We'll talk about that. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com and over 30 podcast platforms. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. Also, support us with your donations on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you give generously today. We're here with the author From Rubble to Champagne and Lessons Learned from About Life and Love on the Mike Wagner Show, Vivianne Knebel. Tell us about her story. And of course, you met your husband, who is a fellow German immigrant, to become a catalyst in your life. And you've done some things. You ran a marathon, you piloted a plane, you beat cancer. And tell us about those and what else?
Yes, and I also helped my husband in his business. And so he always encouraged me to learn and grow. And we eventually, he went into his own business. We eventually immigrated to the United States from Canada.
Wow.
And then it took a great step. We became American citizens. And I felt such a sense of belonging and gratitude for this beautiful country to accept me. And I owe a lot to this country, since it's given me all the chances, the possibilities to make something of myself. And I just feel like I belong here, and I'm very grateful, and I want to give back.
Mm-hmm.
And so we became the American citizens, and we continued here in the States. And then we, challenges really never really stop. I became very successful with my husband, but we are always, we are always confronted with new challenges. The latest trial I am going through is my husband's illness. He has been diagnosed with a severe heart disease that was already years ago, but now additional severe advanced liver disease, and it was touch and go for a while there. And through a trial research procedure, he was able to get through this. We were at a point where the doctor said, make sure the papers are in order. That was very sobering because he is the love of my life. And I had written my first book, From Rubble to Champagne, for him for his 80th birthday as a gift to thank him for all that he's done for me.
My gosh. Wow.
I always thanked him as long as we were married. I always thanked him for all the things he's done for me. I was immensely grateful. And I thought, instead of just saying it, I'm going to write this book. And I wrote this, I dedicated this book to him and gave it to him for his 80th birthday. And now that I'm challenged with a new adversities, with this illness, I decided to write the second book. And this second book is Lessons Learned in Love and in Life and Love, Living with Intention and the Wisdom of the Great Minds. In this book, I write about my life experiences and how they were impacted by my mentors, the philosophers, great writers, thinkers. I read about their wisdom, their advice, which made me make sense of the world. And I did not just read it, I took it to heart and I applied it in my life, and it works. And I wrote this book now with all the wisdom that I've gained from them, how I weave it into my own experiences, and I wish to help others. They can do so as well, because I have really, I started to thrive. I was able to turn my life around to build a new life, that was dealing with immigration and walking that long path of self-discovery and self-fulfillment. And these are life experiences, and life experiences are more convincing than theories. I went through it. I can tell you how it's done with perseverance, determination, will, positivity, optimism. Gratitude is a big deal. We need a purpose, because purpose, it breeds resilience. All the challenges that I have overcome in my life have made me resilient. And it prepares us for the next challenge. Each adversity we have to overcome prepares us for the next one. And with optimism and positivity, you can create miracles. Because my husband was so touch and go that it is a miracle that I still have him by my side. But I believe through my positivity and optimism, I help him. I'm helping him, and it is not, when you're confronted with a challenge like this, a lot of people would just focus on the hellish road ahead. Well, I don't. I focus only what is left, not what have I lost, what have I left, what's good. And it is amazing when you focus on that, you will find a crumb of good and it'll grow. It'll get bigger and bigger because thoughts increase as well. You become what you think.
A crumb of growth. I like that term, a crumb of growth. Maybe I have to do it next time when I have a piece of toast or something. I'll just find that crumb and make it grow. I know. I'm playing with you.
A crumb of good. I mean, a crumb of good. Find that little bit of good and focus on that. That is, it is amazing what you can do there, and always have hope that better is coming.
And that sounds amazing as well, too. You talked about, being influenced by the great philosophers and writers. And who are some of the philosophers that you were influenced by, and especially the writers?
Well, writers, there are quite a few. And also my main mentor, I would consider my mentor would be Dr. Wayne Dyer, who is no longer here. has passed away. I've never met the man. I hold him close to my heart because I've learned so much from him. And the thing is this, Mike, when we read something or learn something and we find we can change our lives, we need to apply it, because otherwise it's nothing but a philosophy. It's the awareness of great thinkers, teachers, and their understanding, but we need to apply it. If we don't apply it, it needs to become an energy pattern that we use every day in our life. And so I apply it, and I know people take this seriously enough if they if they look for meaning in life, because we think, we think pleasure. Yes, we all want to have a good time. We want to have a pleasurable life, but this is not this is not the quest, mainly pleasure. Our quest is really to find meaning.
Mm-hmm. And that's very
important. In work, it's doing something significant, which I feel I'm doing with my books, because I feel I can have an impact. Every act, every thought, everything we say has an impact. It makes a dent. And so I believe in work, it's doing something significant. In love, it's caring for someone. And I'm doing that with my husband, with love and devotion. I care for him and I find great meaning in it. And it is very fulfilling.
That does sound fulfilling as well, too. And of course, you're author of those two amazing books as well, too. And who are some of your favorite authors and writers growing up, and what are some of your favorite books you enjoyed growing up?
Well, I also enjoyed the book The End of Old Age, where Dr. Mark Agronin, he writes The End of Old Age, and I learned a lot from him too, because I'm now 78 years old, going on 79, and I'm full of life. And I liked his advice very much, that we ought not to see age as a decline, but as a way to move forward, to seek greater meaning. And I'm the perfect example, since I'm very healthy, bright in my mind, and strong and healthy in my body physically. So I have an emerging energy to do something with my life, to do something new that I haven't done before. Mm-hmm. And I encourage others to look for things that are meaningful, mm-hmm. that give you purpose. And despite inhibitions, mm-hmm. I had many inhibitions with new things that I've tried. But if you're afraid you might lose, because when you try something new, you've already lost. Mm-hmm.
That's true as well. And you talk about you being strong and everything else and being ambitious. You also ran a marathon as well, too. And tell us about that. So it's like, many of us haven't run a marathon, and maybe you can encourage everybody to run a marathon. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. You're talking to someone who is not at all sports oriented. And yet my husband was an avid runner, and I watched him, and one day I said, maybe I can run. And I'm really not the type at all. I like my high heels and my chic clothes.
26 miles, that's a new sport.
Yes. And so it was really kind of strange that my husband got me to do that. That is because I believed in him. I had no doubt whatever he suggested is good for me. I just really, I had so much belief in him, and so I ran the marathon. Which is an accomplishment for someone who's not sports oriented. But whatever you put in your mind with will and determination,
mm-hmm.
you can do it.
Right. And the one thing I'm also interested is you piloted a plane. I mean, that is so fascinating. What was it like for you the first time when you got on the plane trying to pilot?
Well, first of all, you go up many times with your instructor, and I did that. And at first, I thought, "Gosh, I'm supposed to do this by myself." I thought already in the future, and I of course, had many doubts. But I just kept on taking the lessons, and then it was time for me to do my first solo flight. And the instructor said, "Today is your day." And I did a couple of touch and goes, and then he, as we landed, he got out, and I was on my own. I pulled that plane up. It was just a one engine Cessna. And but nonetheless, you have that third dimension. You cannot just pull over if something is not working here. And so I did that. But and I remember getting out of the plane. I had a one piece jean suit on, and I remember my whole back was wet.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was wet. Yeah, and so I was under a lot of it was stress, yes, but I think all these things, when we finally do them, they give us that the push to do the next thing. They gave us confidence, and I had no confidence as a young girl and young woman. I had zero confidence. I accumulated confidence slowly through my husband. And because he always said, I believe you can do this, always gave me that extra little push and believed in me. I'm immensely grateful for that. And I was allowed to learn and grow.
Wow, that is so amazing. And that's all from the books as well, too. And from Rebel to Champagne and Lessons Learned About Life and Love. Where can we find your books at?
You can find it at Amazon.com. Amazon, you can find it on Barnes & Noble. So, and I also have a website, vivianneknebel.com. And I'm on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all this kind of stuff. I'm everywhere, Mike.
Oh, that's so amazing. You're all over the place. That's your accomplishment you accomplished next. And what's coming up in terms of soon-to-be accomplishments for author Vivianne Knebel of Lessons Learned About Life and Love and From Rebel to Champagne? We'll find out just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com. It's powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-ring author Mia Molson-Zia of Missing, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. We'll be back with author Vivianne Knebel of Lessons Learned About Life and Love and more after this time out.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe-Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamoshenzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to the Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with author Vivianne Knebel of Lessons Learned About Life and Love, along with From Rebel to Champagne here on the Mike Wagner Show. Just an amazing story about what you can do and how to accomplish. I mean, just an amazing story we hear from Vivianne. And speaking of accomplishments and wanting to accomplish and the potential for more accomplishments, what else can we expect from you in 2022 and beyond, Vivianne?
Well, now I'm putting the word out about my book, about the values for people to learn. I speak about it, what you do and guide people to live a meaningful life. And I have a lot of interviews and I work on that. And of course, my main purpose is to be at my husband's side, to make him, make him better and to give him hope. And as long, I feel I'm successful because every day we're hopeful and upbeat. So I have, I always say when he has a time where he feels a little down, I say, well, look what we have. Look at nature. There's so much out there. There's culture, there's nature, there's family, there's love. You need it, need it in our family. And so I give these little pep talks, and we find joy and meaning still, even in these adverse situations. It just shows you, and I want to show other people, you can find meaning and joy. It can be done with the right mindset. Play the right thoughts in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's important.
And that is very important indeed. A lot of great wisdom, Vivianne, and it is just so appreciated. We love it, love it, love it. That's amazing. And just a few more minutes here, Vivianne. We are talked about what can we expect from you, and who do you consider your biggest influence in your career?
I think in my career, well, when I married, I immediately stayed home. I had my first child 9 months later, and then came another daughter, and I focused on home life to make that harmonious, and raising my children the proper way, and also help my husband in his business, because he went on his own, and so I was always there. So that was practically not a career outside, but I put all the effort in that I was supposed to, and did it well. And now I think my biggest accomplishment, I really truly feel, writing these 2 books and sending that message to others who feel defeated and suppressed, that you can lift yourself up. You can make it with the right attitude, with the right mindset and willpower, determination and perseverance. You can make it. Without willpower and determination and perseverance, you won't.
Mm-hmm. And that's
you have to put that in. Yes.
And that's very true, very amazing, and something to think about. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
At this point, well, I think right now, I would say, first of all, well, in life, I would say love is the biggest thing. It's the greatest power. It makes all limitations disappear. It is those vibrations of love, they make you feel good at all times. And if you have love in your heart, if you do not allow any negative thoughts and feelings to emanate from your consciousness, then you will start living without fear. Mm-hmm. The more you know how to live, the less fear you will have. So love is a big deal. And also think, when you go through your challenges, they make you resilient. And resilience is what helps you go on. You can deal with a lot more. It is amazing how pain and suffering is part of life. There can be no life without pain and suffering, but suffering is optional. We can choose. We have a choice how we deal with it.
Mm-hmm. And
so we don't have to suffer.
Right. And that's very true as well. Very important as well. We're here with author Vivianne Knebel of Lessons Learned About Life and Love, and From Rebel to Champagne, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Vivianne, a very big thank you for your time. You've been totally amazing, very inspiring. Looking forward to having you again soon, and make sure you keep this up to date, keep in touch. Love to have you back on in 2022 and beyond. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your books?
Well, my books, like I said, Amazon has it, Barnes & Noble has it. My website is vivianneknebel.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I have a blog site as well. And I have a podcast called Lessons Learned, like my book, like my second book, Lessons Learned About Life and Love. I share my experiences and help others. And if anyone wants to come and wants to have advice, they're all welcome to come on this podcast. And we have interesting guests as well. So I think people can learn and from this. It can be very helpful.
And where can we find your podcast at?
If you go to my website, you see it.
Okay.
Go to the website, vivianneknebel.com, and there you see the podcast, everything.
Okay, that sounds good. We will certainly check that out. Once again, Vivianne, a very big thank you for your time. You've been totally amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date, keep in touch. And looking forward to having you back. And you've been totally terrific. And we wish you all the best. You got a great future ahead of you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to believe that too. Yes. Yes.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionsea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.